guys, welcome back to another All Heart video. Today I wanted to talk about setting up Montessori in your home. When you walk into a Montessori classroom, it is apparent that the space has been created with the child's needs in mind. They've got child-sized furniture, everything is within easy reach. All of the shelf activities are at the appropriate height so that the children are able to pick and choose what they want to work on and enjoy. Activities are attractively displayed and they're age appropriate, and everything is uncluttered, everything is nice and tidy, and you'll see that every single thing has a home. And these same principles are things that you can also apply to your home. And that doesn't mean that you have to transform your entire house to be perfect, but more to be intentional when you are setting up your children's space. Now, before starting to set up all of your beautiful shelf activities with all of the beautiful wooden toys that you see on Pinterest and on Instagram, we are going to set up Montessori in the home first. By setting up your Montessori home, you are encouraging your children to take part in daily life. You're making them feel like an active, contributing member of your family, and you're also aiding in their independence. The spaces that we are going to be working on today will provide peaceful, nurturing, and creative spaces where children are going to feel free to be engaged, to feel creative, and to be in a safe space. It will show them how to be responsible for things, how to be responsible for themselves, how to take care of their surrounding environment, and it'll also help them absorb a lot of the cultural aspect of where they live. I always say that a child's first education begins in the home, and that's why I feel so strongly that when you first start setting up anything in relation to Montessori, that it is important that you start in the home. Now, when setting out to create our space, remember that we want to be able to create yes spaces. And what I mean by that are areas where your toddler is free to explore without you having to always intervene and say, no, you can't do this, no, you can't touch this. That means that we have to make sure that there are no exposed wires, that there is nothing breakable. You want to be able to kind of get down at a child's level, kind of see the areas where their interest and their curiosity is going to take them, and just make sure that those spaces are safe for them to explore. And I know that it is difficult to kind of child-proof your entire house, so if you can limit it to at least their room, make sure that everything is nice and safe there, and that way they are free to explore, and it has more of a positive reinforcement as opposed to something negative where you're constantly saying no, 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 no. Now, we're going to be going room by room, and we're going to take a look at the different spaces in our homes where we can apply a lot of these principles. And while we are doing so, I want you to ask yourself this one very important question every time. How can you set up your home to make it more accessible to your child so that they can be more independent as much as possible? Now, because we have a larger space, I have set up Montessori in our home and in our playroom as well. So I'll be going back and forth between clips showing you how I've set up the space in our back house and also how I have set up the spaces within our home. So hopefully that'll be enough to give you a few ideas. Remember that we are creating these spaces with our child in mind. So they are at the center of everything that we are about to do. So let's go ahead and get started on this video. The first place that we are going to be starting at is the entrance. Just past the door, I've set up some low hooks at my child's height. That way they are able to hang up their backpacks, jackets, hat, or raincoats. And then just past that, I have set up a small bench, and that way they can sit down there or they can sit down on the floor. It also has a tray on the bottom for all of their shoes. I also have a small basket for them to set out their accessories. Now in our playroom, just past the double doors on the right-hand side, I do have a small bench for them to sit on, and we place all of our shoes on the bottom. I don't have them in a tray, and that's just because there's not that many shoes. And at the top, I do have some hooks set out so that they could hang anything that they need to as well. I have left ample space on the bottom of our bookshelves for any of my children's art supplies or books. Now in the living room, I don't have any tables set up for them because I have it set up in their bedroom, but I do have these two little trays with the little legs. And so anytime that they want to work on an activity out here in the living room, if we're out here, then they're able to just pull them out, and I just keep them under this little wardrobe that we have here in the living room. So this is perfect if you've got a small space because this you can just kind of fold up and put away, and then you don't have like another big piece of furniture is just out taking up. I've dedicated the bottom shelf of my pantry for my children, and I love the fact that you're able to pull out the shelf in these. That way it makes it a lot more accessible for my children. Now we do use real glasses, plates, and cutlery, and in the back bin I do have all of their child-size cleaning materials. So we have things like their little apron, their little duster, their spray bottles, sponges, cloths, anything that they would need to wipe up any spills. And then on the right hand side I have all of their cutlery and anything that they would need to like cut up their apples, bananas, fruit, if they need to spread, you know, peanut butter or jams, if they need to measure anything out. They even have their own little cutting board on the side here. Now I keep the majority of their snacks on the first and second level, and I just keep them here in mason jars just because it keeps them a lot fresher. They're easier for them to pick up and hold, and it's easier for them to open as well. And I also keep all of like their jams and their peanut butter in there as well. That way it's easy for them to grab. So I have made it so that my children both share the largest dresser, and I have set up all of my daughter's clothes in this little basket, and these are the clothes for the week. So she's got her shirts, her pants, socks, and all of her PJs, and she's able to kind of pick and choose whatever outfit she wants to wear for that day. She also has this other dresser, and she usually just utilizes the bottom two drawers, and they also have their laundry basket here. I ended up hanging their hook in their bedroom instead of the bathroom for them to hang their towels, just because this is where the towels ended up at the end of the day, so it made a lot more sense. So this is where I have all of my children's art supplies, and they have access to all of the art supplies at all times. So I like to separate all of their art supplies according to what they are working on at the time. So all of my son's supplies are on the second level, and I have all of the workbooks that we work on here and there, and I've got some of their like math supplies over here towards the right. And on the bottom shelf is where I have everything for my daughter. So all of her dot coloring books, all of the regular coloring books, her dot markers, as well as all of the watercolors, colored pencils, stock mark crayons, and other markers are all here for them. I wanted to make it very easy for them to be able to put things away and to clean up. And the blackboard that we have on the wall is a magnetic blackboard, so it's perfect for them to hang things up to dry. We do keep art supplies for them in the playroom as well, and I keep all of their paints and any of their supplies that they need in this little tray. And then everything else I keep on this shelf. Now the bottom 2 shelves is everything that they're able to use without asking. So I keep all of their colored pencils, I keep some of their markers, a few of their other paints, some more colored pencils here. Right here they have child-sized scissors, they've got glue, they've got all of their paint brushes, some more, these are actually stamps that they like to play with. They've got a selection of construction paper. They've got some little just blank pages in case they just want to draw. And then all of their coloring books are here. And then I have extra of the rolling paper trays there in case they run out. So because they are sharing the space, I could only include a smaller workspace for them here. So I wanted to add a small round table, and they can clear it off whenever they want to work on it or draw on it, or if they just want to play on it, then it's accessible for them to use. And I included double beds because, again, it's just easier for the space that we have, and it's the perfect little reading nook whenever they want to bring any of the books over to their bed to read. I have 2 sets of tables for them to either draw on, do arts and crafts, puzzles, anything like that. So this is the longer of the 2. So sometimes my son really likes to use this area, and when he's not here, then my daughter is here, and I keep all of their puzzles on the bottom shelf in case they want to use those. I also have an area here with a magnetic blackboard where they can play with all of their little magnetic games or magnets, where they can use their chalk and display a lot of their pictures. And I also do have a little reading nook for them inside of the playroom. So all of their favorite books are here, and I keep this area nice and cozy with their favorite little beanbag lounge sofa, and there is a cushioning rug on the floor there, so that if they want to sit on the floor they can, and it's not hard. It's nice and comfy. All of the colors are, very muted colors besides the colors of the books, but everything is very aesthetically pleasing, and this is one of their favorite areas. So this is the second table that I have here, and this is the one that my daughter primarily likes to use. And she'll set up her Legos here if she wants to play, or she'll set up her coloring books or her dot books, or if she wants to paint, or if she wants to color with the paper that's in the tray, then this table is also readily available for them, and it is child size, so it is perfect for them to use. So I have dedicated this area in our bathroom for my children. So it's just a little bench that has a large mirror. It has their toothbrush, toothpaste, comb, and an area for my daughter's little accessories. I also have my daughter's little potty on the side because she is potty training, and we do have a bench here in the bathroom so that they could stand up and reach the sink and the soap for them to keep their hands nice and clean, and also for them to brush their teeth. And I also have a small area in the back where they can put all of their dirty laundry. So this is my children's little wash area in the playroom, and I do keep water for them in case they are thirsty, and they've got their glasses on the bottom shelf. They have a little mirror there. The little canister I always have filled with water in case they need to wash out either their hands or their paintbrushes, and I do keep like wipes and diapers there for my daughter in case she needs them. So in the bathroom, just like the bathroom in our house, we do have a step stool, and that's for my son or my daughter whenever they want to come over here to wash their hands. They do have soap right there readily available, and they also have their little dish towel there so that they can wipe their hands when they're done. Now in the back here, I do have like a child-size vacuum, and that is actually a vacuum that does work. So whenever they want to help me clean, they can pull that out, or they have a child-size broom there that they can also use to help clean up whenever they feel like it. So during meal times, we do like to eat together as a family, and we rarely use our large dining tables. Sometimes we do, but for the most part, we like to kind of congregate around the island. And we do have bar stools because our island is a little bit higher up than like a regular normal dining size table would be. But my daughter and son are little climbers, just like most of your kids probably are. So they have no problem sitting here. And when my daughter was a little bit younger, she would use the step stool to go ahead and sit on the chair or into her high chair when she was much smaller. But they will go ahead and they'll grab their utensils, their plates, their cups, and they will set it out just like this. And I always keep something like this filled with whatever it is that they're drinking, and that way they can go ahead and pour more if they want more, and they can go ahead and do that on their own. And we don't use the Montessori placemats anymore just because they are familiar with where their utensils, cups, plates are supposed to go. But we did have some, and they look just like these right here. Now, if you are going to have something like this for them to basically self-pour, I do suggest that you fill it up with as much as you're willing to clean up, because spills are going to happen. You know, they are learning. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has little accidents here and there. So just a suggestion, fill it up to, how much you would be willing to clean up in case there is a spill, because it will happen. And I always manage to keep a little rag handy. Every time that we're having any type of meal on here, I keep a rag on there just in case there is a spill. That way it makes it easier for you to clean up, and there's no, hassle or anything like that. Setting up our home can help create a calm space, not just for yourself, but also for your little ones. So I hope that all of these ideas today served as inspiration for you to make a few of those changes today. As your children grow, you are going to continue making changes. You are going to continue making things a lot more accessible to them. And you're going to make your home a lot more attractive and a lot more engaging for your child. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you are notified of when I post any future videos. Our next video is going to be all about decluttering our spaces in preparation for our shelf work. So I'm going to show you how to set up your shelf activities, how to declutter all of the toys and all of the things that we don't want in our space. And I hope that you guys are here to join me for that. So until then, please make sure to be safe out there, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye.